7 weeks ago, I was invited by Dr. Max Nelson to the exercise physiology labs at the University of South Australia to do some performance testing on the exercise bike during their University Open Day. We had a look at a variety of metrics, including mechanical efficiency, carbohydrate versus fat fuel usage, and in particular, and most memorably, I did a full VO2 Max test. And when I say full, I worked hard. I had nothing left at the end. Max and I later sat down to discuss the results that I achieved, how these compared to normative data, and why VO2 Max is something that we should strive to improve. Here's the first part of our discussion.
Good morning, I am Adrian Beret, physiotherapist, and I'm sitting with my good friend Max Nelson, who is a sports scientist, exercise physiologist extraordinaire, a legend in exercise science, education in Adelaide and around the world, really. Thanks for joining us, Max.
No, thanks for having me, AB. Very happy to be here.
Wonderful. So, how did I go that day with my VO2 performance?
Yeah, it was good. You gave it a good shake. It was it's a pretty hard test, the VO2 Max test. Yeah, that's good. That's what we wanted. If it doesn't hurt, we don't count it as a valid test. So it needs to hurt. But they did really well. You're able to sustain a pretty high power output, and that really had your physiology upregulated and firing on all cylinders. And we got a really good, a really strong VO2 response. And also we were able to see that your VO2, as we pushed you really hard at the end of the test, actually plateaued off, indicating that rather than it continue to go up, it plateaued off. And that's a really important indicator that you actually hit your true physiological max. It means that even when we made your body work harder and have to do more physiological work, your physiology couldn't change anymore. It was already pushing as hard as it could and releasing as much energy as it could. So we saw a really true, clean, crisp VO2 max, which we don't always get when we do these tests. So it means that you made yourself hurt a particularly high amount, but also we saw a really, really good result.
So I genuinely had reached my limit?
Yes, no, there was nothing else there. The well was empty. All right. Sam, do you want to take that and I'll stay with Adrian?
So the number that I ended up with was 55.2, I think, isn't it? That's reasonably good.
Yeah, no, 55.2. So, I mean, you're in your 50s now. If you let the cat out the bag, Adrian, and getting a score of that when you're in your 50s is a really good score. It's a really good score to get at any stage of your life. So for example, for a 20-year-old young buck male, the population average would be about 43, something like that.
Yep.
So even if you're a 20-year-old, getting a score in the 50s is a really good score to get. And so, yeah, really, really good result. And I think it showed that for your age and gender, you were effectively a 1 in 500 specimen or something like that, or even more than that, wasn't it, potentially?
Yeah.
But definitely, top 0.5%, top 2%, or top 0.2%. So really, really good result. Shows that you're able to release a fair bit of energy aerobically, which is really important on the bike and with a lot of other tasks.